Welcome back to Watching with Styles. Let's see how this thing goes with putting it on at the midnight hour. Appreciate it, Swole Guy. Thanks for coming back. Let's get this second half rolling. Now, I want to start this out with, all right, man, last night was fun. So this is no holds barred for me. Like I said last night, I like to talk ball. So any question is definitely welcome. There's no bad question. So you feel free. This is a safe space for Kentucky football talk. So if you have any good takes, bad takes, they're all good. Maybe I can make your bad take into a good take. So look, this second half, man. This it's close to being probably one of the best halves we had. That Florida half was pretty damn good too. But having C-Rod back, I think makes this half maybe a tad bit better. Because defensively, I don't think Florida's team is anywhere close to the caliber of Mississippi State. So for our defense to shut their ass out in the second half is pretty damn good. For an offense that has an ability to just dink and dunk you down the field if they want to. And for us to come up with a game plan and have the personnel that can pretty much take that away says a lot about this defense. And here's the crazy part about this defense for me is we still are not 100% healthy. We're missing Jock Jones. We're missing Vito from before the season start. We're missing Jalen Geiger, who was our starting safety during the season. And we're still shutting people down. And for our defense to be doing that at this stage of the year where offenses have some tendencies on us, they have ways that they feel like they can attack us and be successful. And to not be able to be successful and only give up one touchdown to Mike Leach's team is pretty remarkable. And to shut them out in the second half is straight crazy. They had nothing. And we shut the whole game down. And for us to do that at home in front of that crowd was awesome for me. And I appreciate it. I don't know what the final total of the attendance was, but 60,000+ people going crazy was pretty damn incredible for me as a former player. So we get the ball first, coming out of half. Should feel good about where we are, even though we pretty much gave up probably 11 points. We probably left 11 points on the board in the second half. This is the way, and I said this in the first half breakdown. When these guys here are able to fire off the ball, to me, they're a different team. They still have trouble with pass pro. That I can't sugarcoat that. But look at the push we got. Look at that push. There is nothing there. And C-Rod doesn't get touched until right there. That's 8 yards down the field. C-Rod's a good back, but they just made him, what's up, AJ? They just made him look amazing, because any back looks amazing when they don't get touched till they get to the first down. And when you have a guy in C-Rod that is gonna truck stick anybody coming in the way, that 8 yards becomes 10 in a heartbeat. And that's what happened on the first play. This was a great start to the half. We got to get this guy the ball more often. Now, I don't know how to get it to him because he's still young and he makes some mistakes in how to run in college. See, in high school, you can just get in and run because usually you're the best guy on the field. But in college, you got to set up your blocks. He did a decent job of this. But right here, that's where he got good. Right there. Early in the season, he would have just ran right off of Manning, and this guy would have hit him for like a 3-yard gain. But he allowed Cox to get in the way. The problem here, and this is a problem, is this backside guy, you don't think he has a chance, but he blows this play up. If we can get a better chip by Burton that will allow Horsey to come and seal that better, this can go a long way. Because 22 is the only guy in the way. Because I feel like 44 and Brown, that's not going to happen. 14 and Brown, if 22 doesn't get a hand on him, I think Barry Brown goes right there. And we might get at least another 10 yards out of this. We got to bring this ball down. We got to bring that ball down. I'm looking at mechanics. I don't see anything wrong. His foot's pointed there. His elbow didn't drop. So I'm not sure. You just got to bring that down. Because that's easy pitch and catch. Barry Brown has him. Put it on him. And now it's at least 3rd and 2. You got to get that down. Now, I did it in cut up. This is embarrassing to these two guys over here. This is absolutely unacceptable. You cannot, those guys don't even get touched. This like running pass scale on practice, but just letting blitzers just come at you. Will has no shot but to give himself some time by backpedaling. That's all he has. He has to backpedal. And unfortunately, that's a play he got hurt. If Manny and Horsey, not Horsey, I said that yesterday. If Manny and Buford would just get a fingertip on him, he wouldn't get that shoulder hurt. That's a great job by Barry Brown, though. Great job by Barry Brown. So now we bring in our boy Kaya, and now they're going to load the box. Obviously, you can't see it. You missed all the play, but I don't know if Manning was. I don't know. I'm going to let this one ride. But we bring in a new quarterback. We can't get behind the chains on the first play. I mean, in this situation, we tied up. We marching. We got a big play. We gotta do better. Now here's the one with Kaya. If you don't see it right there, tuck it and run. As a new starter, as a youngster in this game, you ain't got time to keep reading. They're gonna win some. There's nothing there. They are covered. They are blanketed in essence. So with your athleticism, tuck it and run. You got alleys. You could have ran here if you want to. You could have faked here and then ran there. Go forward. Don't keep patting it and then escape out the back end. Escaping that way only creates problems. Step up in the pocket and find a seam. Now I know he escaped, but that's a pretty damn big seam. Find a seam, attack the line of scrimmage, use your athleticism, and then if these guys start coming up too quick, then you can probably dump it over the top of them to whomever was in their zone. But don't escape out the back. That just gives this guy a chance to strip sack, and ugly things only happen after that. Yeah, look. Dingle did a great job, no doubt. 12 to 24, yep. The thing about it, John said 12 to 24. The thing about it is he's not reading that way. See, for me, it's harder for me to say, dump it here, dump it to here, when he's not looking over there. If you're reading, like everybody said, people read the whole field, that's a lie. Usually people read half the field. If his vision is this way, it's hard for me to tell him to throw a ball that's outside of his vision. Now, good quarterbacks can say, I know this guy's going to leak out, even though I'm looking over here. I know if I get in trouble, I can easily come back to this. But Kaya this is first time starting, first time getting meaningful reps. So it's hard for me to say for him to come back to C-Rod. But yeah, C-Rod would be the dump off. Like if he would have climbed the pocket, C-Rod would have been a dump off. Instead of him escaping out of the back end of that pocket, if he would have climbed the pocket, then he would have been able to see C-Rod. Like right here. The play is right here. That's your play. You got Cox coming for something. And so you're going to ride off of the rear end of this guy here. Of that guy there. What's up, Nate? Is it Keenan? I thought it was Destin that was the quarterback. Yes, he can play quarterback for us. I think he can. Now the problem is will he get the shot? Because with the amount of talent that we have on the perimeter, do you have time to really develop a quarterback? Now, if you bring in somebody out the portal that can give you a year, possibly two, then you can develop Wade. Because then Wade would be, he'll redshirt this year, then he'll be a sophomore. He'll be going to his junior year, right? After 2 years, or he'll be going to sophomore if the guy comes on and has 1 year left. I'm not sure if you give the keys to the program to Kaya or Destin without giving a true look at the portal, because we are too damn good at if Tavion Robinson comes back, which to me is more likely of a chance now dealing with the injury, because he's got to probably put some more tape out there, and if he does that, then that receiving group is crazy good. Probably the best in UK history and modern day history. I don't know what happened prior to my association with the program. I don't know what happened prior to 93, to be honest with you. But after 93, to have, if you get Tavian, Barry Brown, you still, and Dane Key, and then Porter and some of the other guys, I can see that being like the best wide receiving group room in the history of Kentucky. No, Bo is not coming back. I like Bo, and I'm extremely happy for him that he's having success in college. I don't think the group of coaches we have is as enamored with him as BBN will be, since he's a local kid. And I think that he needs to find a place that loves him as much as he loves the place. And it's not that he's not talented. I just don't think his skill set fits what Scangarello really wants in his system. So I will say he's not coming back. You think we got to dive into the portal for some? See, that's the issue. Nate asked, you think we got to dive into the portal for some tackles? That's where my mind is at. Weapons will take care of the quarterback. Here's the deal. The portal will not be saturated with offensive linemen. The reason why is, one, there's not that many great offensive linemen in the country every year, period. Secondly, if you're a great offensive lineman, you're probably playing. And if you're a great tackle, no one is really going to let you go. That's just being real. Great tackles are not grown on trees. And if you have a great tackle, he's not going anywhere. He's staying there. I mean, Steen was the guy last year, and that was just one kid. And everybody and their mom wanted him. So he went to Alabama. You're not going to have a surplus of tackles available, like you can get a quarterback or a running back or a wide receiver or a corner. Like those guys, there's just so many of them that are populated in the country as far as even having pretty good talent. But besides the skills position, I just don't see it. There's really not even that many good linebackers that are in the portal on average. You might get 3 or 4 of them, but those 3 or 4 are going to go real quickly because all the top dogs are going to probably want them. Because if they're leaving to get in the portal, they're probably good. They try, yeah. We tried to get Steen. If I would say this, if Walford would have stayed, we probably would have got him. To be honest with you. Can you imagine these guys next year, the year? Look, if we have a quarterback, if we can get a quarterback, it's going to be scary. Because for me, running back is the easiest position to fix or to find someone. And I like Jatan a lot. So, and I like the freshmen that we're coming in. One of those freshmen is going to hit. If you bring in 3, one of those are going to be pretty good. And if you don't, you can go in the portal. And if Jefferson comes back, that's another guy that's a viable option. The issue is quarterback. Because it's like the Bengals last year. Bengals had an option to get a lineman or to get a skill position. And they went and got Chase. Skill position players make O-line look better than what they really are. Now, if you have a great O-line, then your team is outstanding. But a efficient quarterback with enough talent around him in skill set, in the skill position, you can make an O-line look pretty good. You can paint a pig, basically. Not enough quality tackles for how many teams. There's not even enough quality tackles just in general. And I mean, not even talking about the amount of teams. What, there are 100-something D1 schools? That's not even counting D2. So you got 100-something D1 schools, so you need 200-something offensive tackles. There's not that many good offensive tackles. It's just not. I've gotten a high school coaching this year, and there's just not that many good offensive tackles. Period. Did you ever think about transfer? No. uh, if my man Anthony White is watching, all my teammates, a lot of my teammates thought I had preferential treatment. So my thought of transferring was zero. I mean, I started as a sophomore. O-line of slow growth players. Yeah, you're right. There are some great ones that come out of high school. I would say the O-linemen now are better prepared for college, but they're just not. To me, with the whole spread offense that's just going that's everywhere now. I've watched a little league game and these kids are doggone run the spread. Now they're not passing it like that, but they just running. I guess they're running zone read, which is zone read. I guess no RPOs, but they're running zone read. Either the quarterback hands it or he takes it. So I think that this scheme is affecting the development of tackles because a lot of these tackles cannot run block at all. And when you don't have great coaches teaching these kids how to do pass sets, I mean, what are they doing? Yeah, I like Jefferson too. I hope he comes back. Goodwin's gonna have to have you know what? I like Goodwin as far as his size. Now again, when you're the biggest guy in freaking high school, what is his work ethic like? Because when you're that big and you can just maul people just because of your size and strength, what's your technique like? So that'll be a problem. Like, what's his work ethic? Is he willing to come in the off season, spend some extra time with Yenser and get his feet right and get his hand placement right? Is that something that he's willing to put that extra time in? I don't know. We will see. The weird thing about Wally to me is if Wally was the starting left tackle and they moved him to right, and when Flax goes down, they put in Buford instead of Wally, it makes me pause. It gives me a real big pause. So where is Wally at? I know he's young, but at this point, it's interesting that Wally isn't a backup. If he was the starter on the left, why he's not the backup on the right? Before the season, I told somebody that the biggest miss from last year is Rosenthal. The biggest miss, like we shouldn't have got him, John, because he started for us. I like Jefferson. I really do. AJ, are you a coach? Because if you watching a ton of them, I don't watch a ton, but I watch enough, and technique is absolutely horrible. Coach Jackson Dart in his little league before middle school, and he was running a spread out. I know, man. I don't understand. Well, and here's the thing that bothers me about the spread. It's not the spread in itself. It's that these coaches go to these clinics and think that they can run the spread after just going to one clinic. It's like the spread is simple in nature, but it's not simple. And for these guys to think that they are a expert on a system because it seems simple, like Hal Mumme didn't have a playbook. I'll never forget coming back to the Louisiana Monroe game in 1997. The offensive coordinator was my offensive coordinator in high school, and my buddy who I played football with since we were 8. We played all the way through high school together. He was on ULM team, so I came back to see the game. Got on the sideline, and this man had nothing as far as a playbook. He had like a index card. That's all he had. And after the game, I asked someone playing, like, where's your playbook? We don't have a playbook. I'm like, are you serious? They had no playbook. So you have to, if you don't have a playbook, you better be a damn good play caller. You better be on your shit because you don't have a playbook. You're going through concepts. And how can young kids run concepts? You can't run concepts in basketball as young kids. You better run plays. Now I'm a little behind. I'm gonna read a couple more of these, then I'm gonna get back. Agree in general, but sometimes coaching changes or run-ins with coaching stuff. But as you said, lots of teams will be interested. I guess that's with Bo. Van, could you possibly break down some Tennessee film? Sure, I might do that next week since we won't play, so I don't have any film to break down. So I might next Monday and Tuesday. I might do the Tennessee Bama game. That might be an option. UTK-UF or something. Scott, I wanted to offer that as something. UTK-UF or something next week. Yeah, I can do that. Well, they put Wiley in for Flax during the Ole Miss game. Oh, you're right. They did. And he got that sack. Wiley got his run at right and then go well. You're right. You guys are right. I forgot. AJ, not a coach. I see a lot of these actors, but yeah, man. Look, man. Oh, I'll read a lot of people saw those stars by Goodman. Yep. Yeah. And that's the problem. See, honestly, a 5-star for O-lineman is a little bit different from a 5-star as a skill position. The reason why is skill position isn't pushing against a grown-ass man 90% of the time. A receiver can just run routes. They're not going to be impressed man all the time. A running back is just finding a hole. He's not running up against guys who are 23 years old, possibly all the time. Now, can he hit a linebacker that's 23 years old? Sure. But that's not a constant. You're not beating up against someone who's just physically more mature than you are. So a 5-star as an offensive lineman or even a 5-star as a defensive lineman is a little bit different. Your impact is a little different than a running back or receiver. You can put up big numbers as a freshman at those two spots. As an offensive lineman, not so much. I think that recruiting benefit all offense. Yeah. Facts. Oh, okay. AJ, you I didn't know you ran out in the blue, man. Kudos, brother. Now you even come up a whole nother notch, AJ. Appreciate you, brother, coming on, man. And like Cobby Cobb say, if anytime you want to come on the locker, brother, let me know. We'll get you on. Me and A. White will definitely get you on. For sure. All right. Went through the gamut there. So, as I was saying with Barry and Brown here, if he cuts off of right here, because the thing about it, we got Cox coming up, and I don't know if he will come here or would he come here. But we got a guy there. That's where you need to go, and he barely missed it. That Forbes kid, man, is special. That Forbes kid, this kid right here, number 13, is that dude. When I see talent, I give a respect to talent, and that kid has talent. He's got a little nasty streak to him. He's not very big as far as weight-wise. He's tall, but that kid can play. Thanks, JD, man. Again, AJ, you have an open invitation, brother. Anytime, for sure. Now, this is a drive look, I want fans to understand. That team in the white has 85 scholarships. They don't have 50. They don't have 20. They have 85 scholarships. They have the same amount as we do. They're going to make plays, period. They're going to get sacks. They're going to rip off a 15-yard run, a 15-yard pass. They're going to get interceptions. Might be a pick six. That shit happens. They are on scholarship. They're given a meal plan, getting their books paid for. They're going to have no debt after they graduate, just like our guys. You just can't expect our guys to just whip their ass 100% of the time. It ain't going to happen. Right, son cat, they watch film too. Exactly. And we have tendencies just like they have tendencies. And we're not going to execute one play and it's going to become a big play just like we get a big play on them when they don't execute. So that's just how it is. No, AJ, who's going to hold it? You from Knoxville. You got out of that fuckhole. You got out of that hellhole. And you came to where you came to the right place. So nah, just because you're from Knoxville, obviously you didn't want to wear that ugly ass orange. So nah, you good with me. So this play, we're giving them that route. That's a long throw. I go through this all the time. That's on the middle of the field. He threw almost 15 yards, right? So that's 15 yards. That's 27. A squared, B squared. That's a long ass throw. That's a long ass throw. So if they can complete that throw consistently, we're going to let them have it. We're going to let them have it. I'm sorry, JD. Math, I'm an engineer. Calculus is my favorite subject. Sometimes I just have to bring it out there. See, but AJ, I'm not in Lex, man. I'm in Louisiana. Baton Rouge is my hometown, so I moved back home about 10 years ago. So next time I'm in Lex, man, I'll ring you, brother. So they got us on this. They got some things on this that is just hard. 1st and 10, we got to get depth. We got to get depth to prevent. We don't want the 10-plus yard throw. And we're going to react to this. And as you've seen, he was going on a swing pass earlier. But they realized the link that we have in Wright and Weaver. So now they're going to stop the swing pass, and he's just going to hook up right there. Hey, there's no test, JD. No test. Never a test. I guess it's a pop quiz sometimes. So now, here is the problem. If you see the difference, my man Jordan Wright didn't sprint to his zone to get depth, and then he's able to settle. Square didn't get into his zone early enough and settle. Because once Will Rogers' front hand comes off the ball, if you remember the earlier play when Jordan Wright tackled a running back for a 5-yard loss, see right now Jordan Wright is still going back and the ball is in the air. He's going backwards. See how Square is still going backwards when the ball is in the air. They didn't react on this one. So instead of it being, we're about almost an 8-yard cushion. If they would have been watching the quarterback, which is the prize, they could have broke at least to about right here. And now that gain probably is minimized to like 3 to 4. But since they're 8 yards back, now you get that running back room. And look, Wright is still going back. He hasn't come forward yet. And that's why they got big on that one. It happens. You're not going to be perfect all the time. It's like on this one. I think I cut this one up. Right? 2 bad plays. Not 2 bad plays, just 2 plays with not high level attention to detail. It's no reason why, and maybe because the play before, there's no reason why Jordan Wright shouldn't be where Square and where I think that's probably a safety right here. I'm not sure. If he's there on the numbers, before the ball is thrown, with his height and length, he makes this pass almost impossible because he probably would have been able to jump. He probably would have been right here. He probably could have elevated and tipped that ball. This is not on a corner. I want people to understand this because a corner has to stay over the top of, if I can get it, of this guy. See that guy in the white right there? That's why there's a void here, is because the linebackers didn't get enough depth to make them throw it over the top. And I'm sorry, AJ, but when I played corner, I knew which linebacker wouldn't get sucked up on play action, on certain mesh routes in front of them, and I knew which linebackers would get their depth regardless. On the ones who wouldn't get their depth, I had to play my cover 3 a little bit differently than the guys who I knew would get as deep as they could and make that throw a little harder. Linebackers have a lot of responsibility. Their first responsibility is stop the run. So some of them get a little bit too run happy. Some of them don't read uncover linemen to give you a quicker read if it's run or pass quicker. Some of them like to get mesmerized by the eye candy in the backfield. So a couple big plays, and now they got us. Now, this is a situation where we were playing more man than zone, looks like, and we just leave a void. Now, I don't know if we were drifting or what, but this series here, we didn't play the running back as well we played them the rest of the game. They got one series on us. And honestly, they almost didn't get that on us. See how the distribution is so nice right here? And you probably got a corner somewhere down in here. So you got almost all these zones taken care of. There's nowhere to throw, right? Because like some people say, well, he looks open. Well, to a quarterback, he's reading through a blue jersey. And it's only a 10-yard end zone. This guy could easily on the throw, which is a 5, 10, 15, 20-yard throw. He can easily go backwards and make a play on the ball. So we played this well this time. See that? The previous plays, we just didn't do well. I don't know, it's loss of focus, not engaged like we should. Right here, it's a carbon copy. Look at how well we're playing this. There's no one open. Now, this is the problem. Ball is thrown. That's a decent reaction. Now, we got to freaking squeeze him better. Squeeze them to each other. Pop them like a pimple. Too much space, and now you got to the 1-yard line. Justin Rogers makes an appearance. I don't know why they didn't block him. It makes no sense to me. I don't know if I got an end zone cut on it. I can't remember. This is the guard. He blocks here. This is the center. He blocks here. And they just let 52 go untouched into the backfield. It makes no sense to me. But I'm not going to complain. Now, this is hard for me because you're putting these guys in a bad situation. Now, I understand what they're doing. This is like more of a run blitz. But hindsight's 20/20 is obviously that I can say it now. But you knew they were passing it. You knew they were passing it. They couldn't run on us. I think they got, 20-some yards rushing? They couldn't run on us. So I know you want to get the ball out the quarterback hands quicker, but he has no chance. If they run an out route, he has no chance. 0. Because the reason why he has no chance is because as a DB, you got to protect the inside. Like I was showing earlier, like this pass is longer than if he throws it right here, right? If he throws in the back of the end zone, it's shorter than that throw to the pylon. Okay? So as a DB, obviously you want to protect the easier pass. So you're going to protect the inside. So if you're protecting the inside, all of this is yours. Now you got to complete it, but all of that is yours. And Ty does a decent job. The only problem is I thought he peeked back early. Maybe I'm wrong. There's no problem. He did everything he could. And that's a decent pass. Now he just got to rip. He just got to rip that. Son Catch, you said you didn't see what live? What didn't you see? So that's just hard. That's not a great pass, but he's defeated by his alignment, period. No, he doesn't. Now, can Jackson free up? Sure. But you can't trust that. You have to protect the outside, the inside, period. If you don't, there's like windows in here. These backside cuts are, if C-Rod can do this consistently, it's there. It's there. Because everybody knows he's trying to go downhill, play side. Everybody does. Now, I don't know if that's call, because it looks like it's a little call to me, because Dingle comes in here and tries to seal. So it could be. But regardless, that is a nice cut. Get us to a first down. Now, we ran that play once, right? I already showed this in the cut up. Yeah, he is doing. You know what, AJ? He never had a problem pressing the hole. He never had a problem. I'm gonna tell you what. To me, my complaint with C-Rod is, as a running back, he presses the hole too fast. He's not under control. So when you're going at 95%, you can't cut. In order to cut, you got to be under control, pressing the hole. You got to be slow into the hole, fast out. He's fast in and fast out. He's one speed when he first got here. He's getting a little better. But if you're pressing the hole at full speed, how are you going to cut going 90 miles an hour? Even if you have a car trying to make a turn, trying to make a right-hand turn going 80 miles an hour, you're going to drift. And C-Rod drifts a little bit. He can't get that foot down and go because he's going too fast. Yeah, you're right, USM. That's a good eye, man. I think, but the thing about it is they run this split zone. And all of the split zone is this guy is sealing off that backside and we still here. Like right now, we're about to run the split zone. Yeah, he did. He had some games last year where he did a good job cutting back. I'm not going to lie. He did. See, that's the split zone right there. This to me, so I've just said it. Just watch the speed. Watch the speed C-Rod has going into the hole and going out. Now, that looks great. But the backs who are able to cut and jump cut and find backside holes are the ones who are not going that fast in the hole. So Here's the problem. I already did this and cut up on Twitter. We ran the same down play 3 plays in a row. The same down play 3 plays in a row. I've been on the opposite end where the team ran the same down play like 6 times in a row. Just out of a different formation, but the same down ISO. Now, they didn't run it to the same side. They just went ISO right, ISO left, ISO right, ISO right. And we couldn't stop it. So, just like later in the game, when we run 3 screen plays in a row, doesn't mean you can't be successful because each screen was a little different. And this was a big drive for many reasons. Getting Will back excited the crowd, and it excited his teammates. Yeah, you're right, AJ. I think he was too pumped up because that cutback would have been nasty. But here's what I want people to understand. Good read by C-Rod, but when did C-Rod gets touched? And I'm going to tell you one thing. This guy made a business decision. Promise you. Promise you. He did not want this smoke. Now, I'm not going to lie. He's in a bad situation. The last game Skane called plays was in Denver, probably, Suncat. Probably in Denver when he had Drew Lock. That wasn't a good time. Yeah, Drew Lock and, God, what's his name, was head coach. He was DC with the Bears. Can't think of his name, but they didn't have anything at the in Denver. And he actually did a decent job towards the end of that season with Drew Lock as a rookie. Number 0. Made a business decision. Number 0. On C-Rod. Came down the hash and did not adjust. C-Rod never made it to the hash. C-Rod never made it to the hash. I know Craig B said, DBs don't want no part. Unfortunately, that's our job. That was a good block by the ref. But I'm going to be honest with you. Phil, he didn't want none of that smoke either. Because the reason why I say that is he saw the damn ref. Where's he going? Where was he going in the first place? Vic Fangio, thank you. Yeah. Like, what was he doing in the first place? But I'm going to say this guy made the first business decision, and this guy thought about it, but he's got a built-in excuse. He does not. He's got 0. Yeah, Jordan Love wants the smoke, and that shocked me, JD. I'm still to this day amazed that that kid is a thumper. All the information about Jordan Love was that he was a playmaker, interception guy. And for him to be the thumper that he is shocking to me. Shocking. Seems all the offensive personnel have had a new OC. Yeah, we have. No doubt about it. Look, I played safety for a little bit. Coach Smith used to tell us, just get his ass down. JD, don't do that. I already gave him the name of Melvin Johnson. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're gonna have to get those rights from me. Every time you use it, I want a quarter. You got to get the guy down. As I tell my DBs, it sucks to be us. We're the last line of defense. And if we miss a tackle, everybody in the stands knows. No one knows No one really cares about these guys up here screwing up. But when we screw up on the back end, it's obvious. And all you gotta do, I don't care if you gotta throw your body and make a speed bump. Throw your body and make a speed bump. Make him jump over it or something. Make him do something that he don't want to. Give everybody else a chance. But I don't know if you guys watched last week on the locker. Tomorrow, guys, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and Anthony White. How I got on Valentine for that screen pass and for another play. If you don't make an attempt, this guy is in uniform, has shoulder pads, and did nothing. What did he do? He didn't even dive right here. See number 0? He didn't even dive. Right. Hey, get run over as slowly as possible. Right. You can't do that. And here's the thing about it. See, what's crazy? Now, I haven't made a business decision, and that's why I had some concussions. I probably need to have made a few more business decisions when I played. Is that the eye in the sky don't lie. If you don't think they don't do this like Coach Arch used to do, you just do this. What? You just go back and forth. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Like that? And guys start cracking jokes. It's not a good feeling. Because, dude, you're on scholarship and you made no attempt. He did nothing. 0 did absolutely nothing. And this will show you how bad it is. Right? He does a good job of seeing it. He comes up. But where's he coming up to? C-Rod made no move. C-Rod made no here to here at all. Oh, you're right. Coach Arch came back. Man, I'm going to tell you, AJ, Coach Arch was probably a little different than he was when he coached us. He calmed down a lot. Man, that guy, he could hurt some feelings. And he didn't give a damn. But like here, C-Rod made no fake to C-Rod's left to the DB's right. And he went to the right. Look at that. Why did he go to the right? Why did he go to the right? He wanted no parts of that. Now, here's something else. A lot of fans wanted to complain about this play call. Tell me, what would you have called? See, this is what I'm going to start doing. And I'm going to start embarrassing people. I'm going to start asking people, so what play would you have called? Because it's easy to say, well, that play didn't work. That play didn't work maybe because of execution. Well, what play would you have called? Because it's easy to sit on the sideline, sit in the stands, and say, oh, my God, that's a terrible call. You give it to your best running back, right? That's what many people play. What many people say, give it to your best running back. Oh, yeah. Okay. He still had it? Yeah, man. He was no joke. Oh, man. He did some things that hurt my feelings, and he wasn't even talking to me. That's how ruthless it was. Now, I don't understand this blocking. 2 blockings. Well, I take that back. But I don't know. I'm going to take that back what I was about to say. Because I now understand why Manning blocked number 2, because Dingle completely whiffed. See, if Dingle doesn't whiff, if Dingle actually blocks this guy and Caddis is able to get to here, now Manning can lead up and we get to here and we might score. But we miss Manning right there because he had to cover up for Dingle, and Caddis is blocking Bates in the back when he could have been up in the hole, and then Manning could have been up in the hole. This guy, you don't block him. So if you had those two guys in the hole, this play looks better than what it does. See that? This play has a chance if Manning could get up in here and Caddis would block there, and now C-Rod would push the pile into the end zone. So what play would you have called? That other team is there to block, is there to stop you too. The play side Suncat, the play side tight end is always too wide. Because didn't Dingle come from the fullback position? He just missed the block. Yeah, I got you. So what you're saying, he's getting too far off of the butt of where the tackle was at the snap of the ball. He's going too wide. I got you. Make the guy bounce outside instead of cut inside of you. So we gave the ball to the guy that most fans want to see with the ball. Most fans want to see C-Rod get the ball. If we don't, how many times last week, why didn't we get C-Rod the ball more? If we don't get it to C-Rod, y'all complain. If we get it to C-Rod, y'all complain. Which one is it? Which one is it? See, Scott, I'm not going to say that. Now, I did it in the cut up. I can't say that that's who he was throwing to. I really can't. And I'll just let it play. He's open. But I'm not sure that's who he was throwing to. I'm not sure. I can't promise that. Because if this route was ran like it was supposed to be ran, I can't call it. But yeah. Oh, does he? Okay. Well, there you go. But I think Lewis actually deserved that. Be honest with you. That's to me. I believe in football guys. I believe in football guys. And I believe the way Rashawn Lewis played this game and plays Octavian Robinson, the football guys, if that was the case, gave him that touchdown because of the way he played. That kid is a walk-on. And he played like he belonged. He played like he was Tavian Robinson. And he had some big-ass plays. See, Scott, I really don't watch the celebration, so it's hard for me. I usually cut it up. I don't watch all that stuff. I'm about feeding C-Rod, no problem. Okay. Yeah. I'm all with you, JD. And if we had a better O-line, I think that's what we would have done. I think if it's kind of like the first half when we had that option to pass the ball with 9 seconds left. I think last year we would have passed it. We would have played that third down play and did a pass, got the ball out Will's hands and got another playoff, but not this year. I don't trust the O-line to handle stunts. And that's the problem. If the defensive line does a straight up, we coming straight at you, then they can block them. It's the stunts that has a problem. No doubt, Cobby. He played a great game. Do you think the state defense is better than Tennessee? I'm going to have to watch more Tennessee game in depth, but I would say it's about the same. Here's a difference between State's defense and Tennessee's defense. Is State offense don't normally boat race in that first quarter. See, the issue is Tennessee defense gets the benefit of the doubt. Because Tennessee defense doesn't necessarily take out one component of an offense, like use your defense, the first thing they want to do is take away the run. Tennessee defense doesn't have to do that. Tennessee offense takes that away from you. Because the Tennessee offense gets up 21-3 or 21-10. It's hard for an OC to stick to the game plan on running when his defense isn't getting it done. Yeah, that's AJ. I'm not. Tennessee front is solid against the pass. They can create pressure. I'm not sure they're solid against the run. And what I mean by run, look at the yards per carry given up. See, a lot of teams don't run against Tennessee because they get behind, and they can't afford to run. Because if Tennessee boat race out to 21 points, that means your defense have not stopped them in the first quarter at all. For them to get 3 touchdowns in the first quarter means that's 3 possessions. That's not common to get 3 possessions in one quarter. So that means your defense is not only giving up the booty, they're giving it up quick, and that's a problem. See, Tennessee is weak in DBs, but can we have enough time to take advantage of that? Here's the thing. USM Cat fan, think about this for a second. Now, unless, I don't know, see, I'm not in Lexington, so I don't know, so my ear's not to the street. But why didn't Harris play this week? Because Harris was the next guy up. So, like, Magwood played, but Harris didn't play. I don't know if Harris played at all. Is Harris hurt? I don't know. Look, to me, this is what I would do. I would try to win that toss and take the ball. I'm not letting them take the ball and we get in the second half and deferring and all that bullshit. I want the ball. And I want to march down their throat and score. March down their throat and score. And then if they score, now I get the first possession. Now I can keep my team in the game. Because in the second quarter, it's going to be a different look. Okay, I'm going to do this last and then I'll get back to the film. My thoughts on Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker is an amazing college quarterback with that system. He's not a NFL quarterback. Not at all. I wish in my opinion, I don't think he's consistent enough to be a NFL quarterback because that system makes windows bigger. That system identifies coverages easier because you spread them out horizontally so far where a defense cannot trap you or play show a coverage and play something else because you're stretching people out 53 in the third yard using every blade of grass. You cannot show a coverage and play something else because it's gonna demand you to show what you're gonna play because you can't show cover 2 and then play cover 3, for example, when your safety is all the way outside the hash, but you gotta get to the middle of the field. It's too long of a run. They can run a vertical backside and get you every time. So it's just hard. So I don't think Hooker is a really good deep ball thrower, but if you really watch Hooker, he misses a lot of passes. He misses. That's not true, Tyler. He stayed in another year. You know, that COVID year helped. I mean, he is Jalen Hurts' age, but damn, Will be 24 too. So it's not like Will's like a year younger. It's probably a few months younger. So it's not like Will is 21. Hendon Hooker got to a better situation. The same way Tavian Robinson left Vitek, they're in a better situation for their skill set. And if he was Will Levis at 25, he'll be the first pick. But he's not Will Levis. And he's playing in a system. The system is making Hendon Hooker. Just think about that. The system is making Hendon Hooker, but he's taking advantage of the system though, because there's some guys getting that system that don't freaking produce, and you can't knock him for that. It's just he doesn't have the skill set for the next level, in my opinion. So now we're up. Now it's time for the defense to do something with this. And now you can see, remember that last drive? I know we talked about it a long time ago. But we're better this drive. Great job by Afari. Now Afari is starting to get a little exposed. A little bit. Not in a bad way. He's just young. But his eye discipline isn't where it needs to be. This isn't on the defense. This is not, this is not on the players on the defense. This is technically on the sideline. But it's not really on the sideline. It's really this sideline caught us. All right. Right. Exactly, AJ. It's this system makes a lot of quarterbacks look good. Just be honest with you. This system makes a lot of quarterbacks look good. It's easy reads. It's hard on the defense. And if you got some dudes on the outside, you can make it really hard. But I still go back to last year. Just think about it. We gave up 38 points defensively. If you just take away the pick six, we win that game. You take away the first couple easy down touchdowns that we gave up on a play or two. We did a good job against that offense last year, if you really think about it. Go back and watch that game again. We played, like they say, the middle eight. We played the second, basically we played a good second, played a good, I think, fourth, if I remember correctly. But they didn't just kill us the rest of the game. They jumped out on us real early, and then we settled in. We can't let them jump out as far as they did last year. So what I said, that's on the defense. This is the thing. This is the easiest part. It looks like it's Derek Jackson's fault. But in essence, Derek Jackson has this zone. We're going, I think Afari's dropping into the curl. We got this zone. We got curl to flat. And this guy will have the hook. See where that arrow is? Watch where this pass is completed at. See, that's a thing where quarterback sees blitz. He replaced the blitzing linebacker with the ball. He saw him blitz. He replaces him with the ball. That's quarterback 101. So, Swole, they're not tackling better. I'm going to be honest with you. They are, but you have certain guys on the field that are just better tacklers. I mean, it's really that simple sometimes. We got corners who are more physical, who are setting the edge a little bit faster and better on screen plays than what we had last year. It's really that simple. I don't think these guys all of a sudden became better tacklers. I think their teammates have made the tackling easier. AJ will vouch for that. Is when your teammates make that alley 6 yards instead of 3, it looks bad on you, but it's really your teammate giving that down offensive player 3 more yards of a phone booth. Instead of a 3-yard width phone booth, you got a 6-yard width phone booth. That phone booth is a different phone booth. That's an extra large. You know, it's harder to tackle a 6-yard phone booth than it is a 3. And that's some of the things that happened last year that was caused by corners not coming up and making the receiver turn inside. And that's a problem. And it wasn't Valentine. It was the guy opposite him last year. I don't know, Cobby. I don't know when. I can't remember when Ox got hurt. Seemed like he got hurt a little earlier than that, but maybe I'm wrong. So that play is kudos to him and kudos to these guys for that. That is, they made a play. Period. He threw it in the voided zone, and they made a big play. But the thing on defense, we know that. We just gave him a big play. But let's do this. Good play by Square. Let's do this. Now let's shut him out. Rushing 3. Way to break. Nothing. Now it's 3rd and forever after I think they got a legal procedure. Now we bring 4. Dump off. Nothing. So now we gave up a play. We gave a little field position. But this team over here, that offense was averaging 30 plus points a game. If you don't think they were going to get something on you, you're smoking crack. They are a good offense. And it's hard for some fans to admit they are a really good offense. They have proven it. Damn, Arkansas last year demolished them. And they hung 40-some points on Arkansas. So that's a good offense. It's hard for some people to admit that we have a great defense. And we have a really good team. We beat this team by 10 points and should have beat them by 20-something. This game was really never in doubt. Even when I was standing up there in the concourse with a guy, even when they had to pick 6, I'm like, ain't nothing to worry about. Because they haven't stopped us. In the first half, we stopped ourselves with dumb penalties and things like that. They didn't stop us offensively in the second half until Will got hurt, and we still put 3 on them. We should have mollywopped this team. We should have beat them. The final score should have been 34-10. We had a punt return callback. We had a fumble inside of the 30, I know. We had some issues that we had that can be corrected that took points off the board. If Will didn't get hurt, we would have scored a touchdown on that drive. See, JDC, I like that. And you're right, Son K, and they kneeled on the last one. This defense is like, sometimes the bad part about a defense is when you have one guy like Josh Allen where you rely so much on him. This defense is solid from inside to outside, to the front side to the back. There is not really a weak point of this defense, especially when Weaver and Wright are on the field at the same time. This defense is hard, man, especially with those 2 guys with the length and athleticism they have on the perimeter. It's really hard on a team. Our team is different when they're not in the game, because then we got to go small. But as long as we have Jordan Wright and J.J. Weaver in the game, I think we're good enough to stop anybody. And I like our safeties. I like our corners. I definitely like our inside linebackers. So where's the weak point? We might have a little bit of a question at the point, which can be an issue. But I think if we have an issue at the point consistently, we can put Deion Walker there, because he will hold the fort. He will hold that anchor. So if we have a point where that anchor is weak and he's getting washed, and we don't want to run slants, don't want to run games, we just put Deion Walker there and let him take up 2 blocks and let Square and Jones / Derek Jackson eat. Because they're eating right now. And they're eating because of the front 3. Linebackers can't eat if the front 3 isn't setting up the table for them. And that means you are not going to get any stats. That's why people complain about Ox. I'm like, pump your brakes a little bit. Now, you can complain about Ox if Jock Jones / Derek Jackson and DeAndre Square is not eating, because that means he ain't beating a one-on-one block. But if those 2 guys are eating in the middle, that means he's doing something, because he's gobbling up blocks. Because that's the only way those two inside linebackers can eat. If there's no offensive lineman coming off at them. Now, if the safeties are the ones that's eating, then that's a problem. That would be a problem. Yeah, Ox isn't back to Ox. But he's not playing as poorly as people are saying. And like I've said in the past, Ox is not playing next to Bully and Pascal this year. It makes a difference. It makes a big-ass difference. Because last year, Bully and Pascal was getting the attention. So Ox always had probably a one-on-one block. Now he ain't got as many. When we are able to fire off the ball, we are a pretty good team. That is a great block by Manning, little pin and pull action. Look at that. Look at this right now. There is almost, you see so much blue and minimum white. In that scrum right there, you see a lot of blue jerseys. And now, and the greatest part about it, you see the back of their numbers. That means they are sealing the hell out of that defensive line. That is an easy run by a running back. He doesn't get touched 10 yards down the field. They just got to be more consistent. That's all. That's pretty good. Now, if Dane Key could have got out to that corner, if Dane Key makes this block, it's even better. Magwood is a dog, man. And here's the thing, and that's why Magwood isn't getting reps taken away. Because 10 will block your ass. And I'm telling you, he blocked. I'm going to say this, and this is just my opinion. I think Forbes might be the best corner in the conference. Because I personally go by playmakers. I go by guys who make plays. Not just a guy who just is consistent and he's good and doesn't make mistakes. I want the guy at the corner who's a playmaker. And you got a guy with down 5 picks already. I think he has 2 pick sixes. That's playmaking. He gave your team 2 touchdowns defensively. That's not common. So, for Magwood to get up in his ass, that's respect. One block. Like this, all this stuff is one block. Why can't we block 22? We're double teaming him. How does he slide out of this double team? Now, I know Cox got hit, but man. And this is an obvious hole, and I already did this in the cut up. I don't care about the pass. I don't care about incomplete. I like how he got off of number 1. He wants to throw it outside right now. He wants to throw it. I'm going to say he wants to throw it to here. He wants that option route. He comes off of it now. He knew the middle of the field was unoccupied because 0 seemed like he's doubling this side. He made the right play. This guy obviously held, but he made the right play. I like to see quarterbacks make the right read, the right decision, and whatever happens, happens. He made the right play. He read that properly and made the right decision. See, Craig, my thing is, you know what? I get it. I forgot. Flax is out the game, and that's Buford, and they double teaming him. They helping Buford out. You're right. That's a great job by Manning, getting that push. Now, see, this to me is where the value of C-Rod is so high. It's right there. If that was Smoke, Lavelle Wright, Jatan, that's a no-yard game. He is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. But with C-Rod, that's not. We're going to get 8. I mean, we're going to get 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. It doesn't seem like a big difference, but that's a big-ass difference. We got to get that block. We just got to get this block. This is like the running back. You got to be under control. You make that block, we got something there. This is unacceptable. And this is why this guy, I don't care what the haters say. It's why this guy he's my number 2 quarterback. I'm not going to lie. He's my number 2. I got Bryce Young 1, and I got him 2. Bryce Young size is gonna affect him a little bit, but his abilities, man, he's got a little Russell Wilson in him. Seattle Russell Wilson, not Denver Russell Wilson. Pre-Sierra Russell. I'm just he's got Seattle Russell Wilson in him. He finds a way to extend plays, always. But this kind of stuff from Will is why some people has him as the number 1. This is another turnstile. These 2 guys don't get freaking touched. They don't get touched. And I don't think you understand. He has no feet in the ground, really. And he throws a dime with people on him. And we get this first down. Now, that play alone is spectacular. Then you just rope into he's got a bad toe, dislocated finger, and a dislocated shoulder. And for him to stand in there and give a little time to throw that BB, come on, man. If you can't respect that, I don't care. You can't talk to me about football. Because it's easy when you are Tim Tebow playing that Florida offense where you got 3 damn good receivers and they all getting 2 to 3 yard separation. And if you throw the ball a little bit behind them, he still catches it. It's something when your O-line is porous and you got to do some things. Some of it you make some things worse than what it could be. But still, when guys are coming through free without being touched, there's nothing me as a quarterback can do. If you're coming untouched, and for him to make that throw in that situation, man, the kid is, to me, a surefire first rounder. Now, it depends on where he goes. Because one thing you can't teach is you can't teach arm strength. And he has all the other qualities. He's going to interview better than the other 2 quarterbacks. Because I think he has a little bit more of that it factor. A little bit more of that grittiness that a lot of owners and OCs will like. Because he's going to put it on the line for you. And I guarantee you he would have played last week. I guarantee you he wanted to play last week. They took him out the game. So, Cobby, here's the problem. So, Cobby, you're so right. You throw where the blitz is coming from. That's usually when the blitz is a little bit picked up. When that blitz came from his left side and no one touched him, you're not looking to the left side. You're trying to escape them. So now your eyesight goes back to the right. I don't know if it's in the second half. It might be in the second half. Will Rogers had kind of the same thing. It might be in the first half. It's the blitz where Lovett came late and he forced Will Rogers to go to his right. There was a guy crossing wide open in the middle. He can't see him because he got pushed to the right. You know what, Hobby? With the money he can make, he can eat whatever the hell he wants to. Because it's going to taste real good. Real, real good. What you want me to look at, JD? Because the issue with it is, JD. See, now, this is good and bad. Because we also got 11 guys in here. We got 5 down linemen, right? We got 2 tight ends, 2 backs, and a receiver. That's all our people. So there's nobody else. So now the great part about it is everybody's condensed, right? You can, if they block it right, you can get to the perimeter in a heartbeat. Because everybody is inside almost the hash mark. So when everybody's so condensed, if you block it well, it's ball game. Look, again, T-Rod is not fucking touched until right there. This is unbelievable blocking. Block down, block down, block down. Pull. In the hole. Good shit. Bam, bam, touchdown. You said 89 and 10? You mean 79 and 10, Craig B? That's 79 and 10. That's Big Manning. With them lined up like this, I wonder, you know what? Exactly. That's how you draw it up. I wonder if that was a check. Suncat, that's what you was talking about earlier is Dingle this time, his path was better. It wasn't like that like last time. That is perfection, man. And Manning getting out there and not whiffing right here was big. Him not whiffing right there was big. And Magwood whipped the snot off of 13. I'm telling you, Forbes is a damn good corner. But he whipped him consistently. This ain't just the first time. Watch this. Watch what Forbes does right here. See, this to me right here is respect. That push right there is respect. That's a respect push. Because he know he got his ass whooped. That's a respect push. Like, damn, man, you got me. I've said this since I can't remember, maybe game 2. I tweeted it that we are a better pin and pull team than we are anything else. We are very good. I mean, blocking down is not the hardest assignment, but sometimes that pull guy screws it up because he's a little out of control and he missed that block. Pin and pull is pretty easy. And to me, pin and pull is effective because the defense doesn't know which guy is pulling. As a whole defense, the defensive lineman knows that the uncovered guy is probably pulling. But as a whole, if you're playing a gap, you're playing a 1 and a 3, some people dictate what's uncovered and covered differently. So now we got to hold the fort defensively. This is a great ass tackle by this guy. I'm telling you, and I tweeted this too. This guy is setting up for a crazy year next year. I don't know if people forget. That guy blew his Achilles out during spring last year, and came back for the bowl game. That to me says enough. That to me says he's he's bought in to the program because we have known some people who've blown their Achilles out. And for him to come back for the bowl game says a lot to me because he could have easily just packed it up and said, let's play next year. But he said, nah, I'm going to play in that one game. I'm playing. That says a lot to me. And when Jones went out, we had little issues, but man, he has settled in next to Square nicely. That is a big play. I want you guys to understand, remember what happened last year. Look where he comes from. Look where he comes from. He's got to get over the wash that they try to get on Square. So they got two guys on Square. He's got to get through that wash, got to weed through that. And now, you know what? I just saw this. This is my first time. Look, man, this is a vet right here. This is a veteran move. I just saw this just now. Watch how this offensive lineman tries to come off and get here. Watch. And watch what Square does. Watch Square. See it? Did you see that right there? Square knows it, and he pulls the lineman into him, allowing D-Jack a free tackle. Dude, that's a vet move. That is a vet move. That's a vet move. That's crazy. Jack's recruitment story is awesome. I think he and his dad slept in a car in a parking lot. Wow. That's crazy. Shit, is he really that fast? See now, JD, I read yours first. You said Jamin Davis. See, I think Trevor Wallace is more Jamin Davis. I think Trevor Wallace fits that trajectory a little bit better because Trevor Wallace isn't getting much run right now, kind of like Jamin did. Then all of a sudden the next year he got all that run when Oates went down. I think Trevor Wallace is gonna get a lot of run next year because of Square and Jones gone. And he's more, but now since Swole guy said Jackson ran a 4.5, see, I still think Jackson's more in the Danny Trevathan mold, and Trevor Wallace is probably more in the Jamin Davis role. But whatever, man. Both those guys, both Trevathan and Jamin Davis did, and they got drafted pretty damn high. And Trevathan is still in the league. That says a lot. That was a great play. That was the underappreciated play. That's a 2-yard gain on the screenplay. And that was here's one thing. AJ will tell you this too. See, you guys as fans, you guys will give the praise to the guy who obviously made the tackle, right? So D-Jack obviously made that tackle. But D-Square, we get a hell of a lot of praise in the film room because of what he just did to free up D-Jack. When he pulled that old lineman, that freed up his brother. That made that play easier for D-Jack. And honestly, I didn't even see it the first time. But now looking at it closer, man, he did a great job of pulling that down offensive lineman so D-Jack didn't have to take him on. And that got us a 2-yard gain. That's crazy. 4-man rush. Great pressure. Look at that. Now, I'm going to tell you, and I thought it was wrong, but Stoops solidified this. Like, what the hell is Safari doing running all the way in the – look, just watch. Just watch these two guys. Guess who they're pointing to? Him. Know why? Look at Stoops. Think. Use your head. You know why? You can't tell. This is zone, right? Everybody eyes on the quarterback. Look, this is the advantage of zone. This is why I love zone when I played. Because I can read the quarterback. Eyes on quarterback, right? So then I can break when his front hand come off the ball. He's got his eyes on this receiver. Right, AJ. That's a super senior play, man. A guy who have played how many I don't know how many snaps he's had. Um, that guy. You know what bothers me about him, and not him. You know what bothers me about his situation is that he's probably not gonna get a fair shake on the next level because he just doesn't have the size, and he probably doesn't have the speed. But he's just a damn football player. I'm glad he's here. I would say that because he's just a football player, and the NFL have place for football players. They do, and I hope he's valued as that. That is a great play by Ty. But if Afari was where he was supposed to be, which is about right here, that would have made this tackle easier because then Square would have probably made the tackle probably about right there. But now there's no edge there, and now Ty makes a great play. Now they get a penalty. Now it puts them back. That's a great blitz. This is really, it throws off the timing, and Deion Walker should have picked this. Watch. Big man. Watch this. He got two hands on it. Look at that. That's a pick. That's a pick. He was too worried about trying to bat it. But Rodgers isn't the strongest arm, and plus he's got Drew Phillips coming in. He couldn't get everything on it. That's a pick. Like trying to throw over a black bear. Because Deion Walker seems like he's kind of a softy. But that's the simulated blitz. This is why I love the 3-4. And this is what Georgia went to last year because Kirby Smart was a good DC, but they will always give up big plays because they always put their damn corners on island. Well, they watched us long enough, and they like this simulated blitz action, right? We got 4 lined up, but we're not going to bring that 4. See that? Now, these two guys are blocking no one. We overload. We go basically 4-on-3 on their 3 guys on this side. And now we just overload them. When the 2 guys on the right are blocking nobody. See that? And now we got them. And what Deion does is now only 2 D linemen. Right. I think later this is 1 D lineman. We did a lot of 1 D linemen as I watched it. Because that's these 2 are outside linebackers. That's Weaver and that's Wright. We only got 1 D lineman. Look, I promise you, we're going to throw some shit at Tennessee this year. And I don't have no inside information, but we just showed a lot of shit against Mississippi State. Yeah, Craig B, that's only 1 defensive lineman. That's only 0. We had a couple times where we had only Deion and Ox in 2. So we have shown a lot of shit on film that Tennessee's going to have to prepare for. Because this is only 1 D lineman. But that 3-4, they don't know where we're coming from. They don't know who's coming and who's not. And here's the reason why. Because these 2 guys, they can either rush and run the horn, or they can drop in coverage because they have that ability. So it's not like last year where we had Devontae Robinson in the field and they basically knew that the boundary guy was coming. Because we didn't have 2 of the same. We didn't have 2 of the the same build and capabilities. We had a safety playing the field side linebacker who doesn't have pass rushing skills. So you really didn't know who. So you knew who was coming if we brought 4. Now you don't know if Wright or Weaver's going to come. That's the difference. That's the beauty of the 3-4. Now you can bring, and remember, 4 is not a blitz. This is technically not a blitz. This is just a pass rush. We just overloaded this side of the O-line. That's not a blitz. By defensive standard, that's not a blitz. That's just a pass rush. Now, offensively, I understand this is a little bit bothersome, but if Lewis catches this ball, see how he takes his head off the ball before he even touches his hand? If he catches this ball, we might be in business. So that's one screen. Now, that was a different screen. Let me just show you. Look at the splits. That's a different screen. This is one option of the screen. Okay. Now we go in a bunch. This is screen number 2. It's different. And it's ran pretty well. These two actually almost do this better than O-linemen. They combo that guy, and then Key gets to the next level. All we gotta do is get number 44, but that's hard. He does a good job of identifying and running. But Key and Lewis do a pretty good job on that combo block. That's pretty damn pretty. Okay. Now, like I said in the cut up, this is on the quarterback, and a quarter of it is on Magwood. When you see these guys in press coverage, you cannot call this. You have to check into yourself and something else. He's got him man to man. Where else he's gonna go? Now Magwood's got to keep running through the ball. Now I know that's not his job. His job is to catch it and turn up the field. I understand that, but no, you gotta check out it. Knowing this game that Will has the ability to check out of plays, I'm not sure. Did he check out of a run? Did he check out of a run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He might have checked out. That might have been a run call. That might have been a run, and he checked out of it. Well, this wasn't a play to check out of it. Or they called 2 plays in the huddle, and this was the second play. Well, that's the case. You got to check out of and call something else. AJ, man, this kid is special, man. That kid right there is special. Listen to me. He has 5 pick sixes. Listen to me, y'all. This is why it's hard. I understand that this play sucked. I understand that you're up 20-10. The ball game is over, right? 13 just made a fucking play, though. I've seen him check plays. I've seen him that pass play to earlier, that first touchdown where some think he was throwing it to Dane Key. He checked into that because they made hand signals. I think he checks more than they're gonna tell you he is. So I would say yes, he has checked more than out of that. No, college shit, man. Listen, not trying to sound crazy, but I call my own plays for some of the games when I was in Little League. I mean, not saying the playbook was extensive, but if you're a veteran quarterback, you know how to run a series or 2. That's not really that hard. This kid right here, though, this kid has 5 fucking pick sixes in his career. 5. He has 5 pick sixes for his career. That is insane. That kid is a beast. See USM? See, that's the thing. See, that's what I'm saying. In the first half, we had a 3rd and 1 and lost a yard. If you look at that box, where were we going to go? Where were we going to go? That was 4th and 2. If we get knocked back, it's like when we was running a Wildcat a couple years ago. Well, why are we running a Wildcat? But then Wildcat was pretty damn successful until it wasn't successful. Then people get upset. Why are we running the damn Wildcat? They know what we're going to do. Just like them. If you run C-Rod right there and get caught in the hole, why don't you give it to your quarterback? He's the best player in the team. Why not get, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to say hindsight is 20/20 always. I'll say this to the end of time. Football is about player execution, not about the play call. I can harken back to when I played. I'll never forget Coach Smith called the perfect blitz. One guy didn't blitz in the right hole. They scored a touchdown. I can harken back to a time where No. See, Nate, all you need is 2 yards. See, that's the whole thing. We ran that same play. Liam ran that same play against Georgia with Wandale. The exact same play. I can harken back to a situation where we played Florida and we practiced this play. Coach said, we're going to do this. And we did it perfectly in practice. Then we did in a game. And Coach knew what they were going to do. And we got a damn mismatch. And they scored a fucking touchdown because we didn't do what we was practicing. No. I'm not saying that. No, right. On that play, you had to change out of it. But what I'm saying is just to give it to C-Rod isn't an obvious thing. It's not like C-Rod hasn't been stopped in this game on 3rd and short or 4th and short. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, see, now that's the part I will agree with. Is that we should have. Now, it's hard though. This is why it's hard for me to say that. I agree. The coach could have probably called a timeout. If that was Kyer in the game, they would have called a timeout. If it was Hogan in the game, they would have called a timeout. If this was Will last year with Liam, they would have called a timeout. They are putting a lot more trust in Will right now to make the right decision in situations like this. And they're trusting him to do that. And so they didn't probably call a timeout. I think that's the difference. That's all. Well, I mean, you're right. That's hindsight's 20/20. But here's the thing. Here's the funny part. If they would have completed and got a first down, no one would be complaining. It's pretty much that simple. It's pretty much that simple. Again, you say you think you run, even don't get it. Sure. But then as a quarterback, as a coach, you also thinking, can we hold Mississippi State to only 10 points the rest of the game? So you trying to nail the coffin and put all the nails in the coffin on this drive and get up 2 possessions, 3 possessions, and then that's ball game. So, it's easy to say it when I was looking at it, I'm like, I hope they don't run it because they ain't gonna get it. Now, I didn't expect them to run a screen. I would expect them to run, you know what? I was expecting them to run a rub route like they ran for Crowders later in this game. I was expecting them to run some type of mesh route or some type of rub route to get those 2 easy yards. Because the easy thing to do is that you got a quarterback who can also scramble. And putting it in his hands and play action faking and then allowing something to develop quickly, mesh route, rub route, I thought that was they were going to run. Which they did kind of, in essence, the screen is in essence sort of a rub route. They just got caught. They just got caught. But no concern because, like I said, Mississippi State didn't stop us in the second half at all. We pretty much owned them in the second half. And that's because we didn't have damn stupid-ass penalties. And I'm going to say something else. C-Rod was probably hurting too. Because his ass came out with cramps after that last run. So we don't know if that could have been an issue. He could have been just a decoy being in the game. This is Manny had a pretty good game. Man, 0 for Mississippi State was hot garbage. I'm sorry, what? Why am I going back? Oh, Manny got somebody on the last play. I didn't see it. But Manny had a pretty good game. Now, this is a perfect rub route. This is right now, this is intended to go to Dingle. It's 3rd and 4. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember that. This is 3rd and 4. We're trying to get the first down. But the rub is so perfect that Crowdis comes open. And I know I heard people say, oh, it had some time. That could have been a better throw. No. As a quarterback, you don't even want to chance this thing not being caught. You just want it caught. Look, 3rd and 4. The rub is for Dingle. That's where Will wants to go. Will wants to go here to get that first down. But when they got all tied up in here, he peeked at Crowdis, and he didn't throw it well because that wasn't where it's supposed to go. That is beautiful. Rich said a GA came up with this. Oh, wow. 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 See, now, that's just, I like Rich even more now that he gave the credit to the GA. Damn, that's impressive, man. That is damn impressive that he gave the credit. He actually said that shit out loud? Hey, kudos to Rich for that. UK receivers made 3 really good adjustments on Yeah. The one to Dane Key was a great catch. The one to Barry Brown down Will was getting fucking hammered. And that one, I don't call that adjustment. I thought he was gonna miss it. I honestly. Oh, he named the GA too? Damn. See, now, here's the thing. The GA might have schemed the play, but he didn't make the call. Now, unless he said Skane, call that play now, then that would be even crazier. That's cool as hell right there. That's really cool, man. For him to name him, damn. You know, there's a lot of coaches who wouldn't do that shit at all. Now, this is just C-Rod being C-Rod. This is C-Rod being C-Rod. Now, that's ball game. This ball game. 5 minutes left. Mississippi State offense only scored 10. Look at that. See, this is what we didn't do last year. And this is why I'm telling you, I know I said it. I'm just keep saying this kid is special. This kid is special, man. To break up on that quickly. Only rushing 3. No one to throw to. Because he can't throw it here all game. See? Patty cake all the way to the end zone. Yeah, pretty much. No, they don't. Look. They don't want any part of C-Rod from jump, really. They really don't. Now, those linebackers might want a little piece. But them DBs, I promise you, This current crop of DBs, they ain't all about that smoke like back in the day. It's a different group because all these spread offenses. See, when I played high school, there was a lot of veer teams. There's a lot of wing T teams. There's a lot of teams that try to cram it down your throat. There was definitely the pro set was a pro set. I strong, I weak. At least one tight end, at least. Sometimes 22 personnel and trying to run it down your throat. There were not too many teams. Even when I played Peyton Manning in high school, Peyton Manning didn't really run. They ran two back. It's different. Now these kids run fucking spread all day. That's all they know. And ain't too much tackling and spread. So a lot of these DBs don't know what tackling is about. They ain't never had a buck sweep left, buck sweep right, quick draw, damn ISO, power. They don't know nothing about that shit. No, Jeff, it's not still a game. It's not still a game. Jeff, JD, this is why it's not a game. It would be a game in a normal situation. It would be. But Mississippi State haven't done shit all game. They ain't got nothing for us. They made adjustments to try to get us. They got that one drive. The defense is riding on the high where they know that they can't do shit to us. I've been in that situation. You know right now. Okay, yeah. You know right now the defense that it doesn't matter what they do. They can't do anything to us. And if they do, it's going to take them 4 or 5 minutes to do it. Because they're going to have to slowly march down the field. And they ain't going to do that on us. That Weaver is a difference maker. Yes, true. On paper, yeah, you're right. Okay, and plus they have 2 timeouts. When a guy does everything right almost all the time, he's rewarded. He played this to perfection. You couldn't have played any better. And Will Rogers has no arm. And that's pretty much game. That's pretty much ball game. So, listen. I know some people will say, oh, well, you too positive. Nah. That's Rogers' arm. If you would have heard me when Stoops first got here, I was saying we're going to win 6 games. I'm on record with that, 6 games. When I say that I have a good feeling that we're going to beat Tennessee, that's not because I wore blue and I feel like we're going to beat Tennessee. I honestly feel like we got something for their ass. There is nothing Tennessee can do to us this year that we haven't seen. And the other thing that's the advantage of this is that we played Ole Miss already. Ole Miss isn't the same team, and they don't spread you out horizontally. I love that play with C-Ross as the fullback. We have played an up-tempo team already, which we didn't play last year. That pace is going to help us. These guys have seen a team run fast. And because of that, I think it won't take us as long as we did last year to adjust to it or to settle down. Instead of being down 21, 7 or whatever it was, I don't think they scored that many. I also think our offense, our skill position players are better and more equipped to punish Tennessee. And although our O-line isn't what the O-line was last year, the run is still there. The run is still there. Ooh, I like that, AJ. It's still there. See, what I like about that personnel is you have Jatan as an I-back, and you have C-Rod as, to me, almost like your old school fullback in the wing, where you can quick trap, where you can get them to the line of scrimmage, where you get them into the hole quicker. Before the defensive line and the linebackers has a chance to know where he is. But you can do a lot of things with Jatan out of that formation, and I like that. But Tennessee is to be had. And I know the Alabama game, Alabama's Alabama, but Alabama isn't Alabama this year. Go watch that Pitt game. Go watch that Texas A&M game. You'll get a better feel. To me. And our defense is this will be the best defense they have faced all year. This will be the best defense that executes better consistently this year. Pittsburgh put their guys on too much of an island, and they held that island pretty well. So for me, look, I'm not gonna put a score down, but I think we win by one possession, and I think it's more than 3. I think we are better defensively than Alabama. No doubt about it. That Bama crew was pretty bad. We are better defense than Alabama this year. No doubt about it. And I'm not sure that we're not an equal offense when we got everybody playing. Because remember, C-Rod only came back to Ole Miss. C-Rod and Will have not played a lot together. This week off is going to help us tremendously. And if we can get back healthy, get Jock Jones back, get Flax back, get that O-line a free 2 weeks of working together, maybe having that communication, because they have gotten better. And I see us, I don't think last year was 45-42. I'm not sure it gets to the 40s. I think it gets into the 30s. I just know our defense is better. And it's not even close to last year. And we had a lot of injuries last year. So I have a good feeling that we're going to pull this one off. We also owe them one. And here's the last thing, and then I'm going to get off here. We got guys on this team that have gone there and won. A lot of guys on this team played in 2020. A lot of guys on this team remember us mollywopping their ass in Neyland Stadium. This ain't uncharted territory for us anymore. We know how it feels to go in there and win. And that's a difference. When you've gone somewhere and done it before, it's easier to do it again. And that's why I feel like the environment isn't going to be too big for us. Because we got guys who have gone there and beat their ass. I mean, we mollywopped them 2 years ago. So that experience, it goes a long way. And I feel like without leadership, getting Jones back is going to be a difference. And having this week off also makes a difference. And because we need it. We need it. And having this week off, I know there's a thing about we don't play well after a bye with Stoops. This is a different one. Exactly, AJ. This team is different. Look, this is how I'm gonna sum this thing up. In 1993, my freshman year, we picked off Florida 6 damn times, and we lost. And we lost because we didn't believe we could win that game. We didn't. I'm just being real. It's not that we thought we was gonna lose. It's just that we were, in essence, shocked that we were in that game because no one on that team has beaten Florida. So when it was getting to the nut cutting time, there was a sense of, in essence, what can go wrong? So, because we haven't been there before and something went wrong. Because we ain't never been there before. And there wasn't a true belief from everybody in that building, fans included, I promise you, that believed that we could win that game. So that's the difference. And those seniors and juniors who played on that team understand that we can go in there and do the thing that we're supposed to do. And it's really that simple. The mind plays, AJ will tell you, the mentality, the mental aspect of football is so great because everybody athletically is gifted on this level. So it's not about the body, it's not about the speed, it's not about the attributes of the body, it's about the mind. And when you start doubting yourself, it can be nasty. And I don't think that is going to creep into the mind of these kids, no matter what the score is, because we have gone in there and done what was supposed to be done. All right, y'all. Look, I think this is my time slot. I love the banner. I love all you guys coming on, chopping it up with me. This is what makes doing this awesome. And I appreciate you guys tuning in and joining me on this, man. This is gonna be my normal time slot, and I will look into that doing some with Tennessee next week. I will, because this is enjoyable. So since you guys have made this thing like this in this week, I will definitely do this thing next week for sure. No doubt about it. I will do UT Alabama. I will recap that. We'll break some of that stuff down, and I'll see you guys next week, man. Appreciate it.
One.